Making sense of all kinds of conflicting information about food and nutrition can feel a little overwhelming. Never fear. Organizations like Diabetes Canada are here to help you sort through the myths to get the facts on how to eat well with type 2 diabetes. A diabetes diagnosis doesn't mean a life of restrictions and deprivation. You can still eat all of your favorite foods. And despite what you may have heard or read, there's no such thing as a diabetic diet. In general, the golden rule is to try and find balance. Not too much and not too little of any one kind of food. Knowing how the food you eat affects your body and blood sugar can be a really powerful tool in managing your diabetes and becoming a satisfied and well-nourished captain of your ship in the journey ahead. Your body needs nutrients to perform all its necessary functions. Macronutrients are nutrients you need in large amounts every day. There are three main ones that may be familiar to you: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Protein is found in animal products like meat, eggs, and cheese. Plus, there are plant-based sources of protein like peanut butter, seeds, and legumes. Your body uses proteins for lots of things, such as repairing tissues and building new ones, including muscle. Fats are also part of a balanced diet, since you need them for energy storage, protection, and absorbing other nutrients like vitamins. Plus, they taste good. It's just important to remember to eat them in moderation, and that not all fats are created equal. The fats to go for most often are unsaturated fats, which are found in foods like olive oil, canola oil, salmon, nuts, and avocados. You'll want to limit saturated fats, which are found in fattier cuts of meat and high-fat dairy like cream. And trans fats, which are typically found in commercially fried foods, don't help your body much. And luckily, they're not as common in the Canadian food supply as they used to be. Last, but certainly not least, there are carbohydrates, or carbs for short. They can be found in starchy vegetables like potatoes and corn, fruits, and grain products like bread and cereal, along with milk, yogurt, and sweets. Carbs are the main source of energy for our body and get broken down into glucose, so they have the most direct impact on blood sugar levels. That's why it's so helpful for people living with type 2 diabetes to pay special attention to the types and amounts of carbs in their meals. Some sources of high-fiber carbs, like berries, oatmeal, and brown rice, cause a slower rise in blood sugar. On the other hand, things like soft drinks, sugary energy drinks, and condiments such as jam, honey, and maple syrup can cause a blood sugar spike. In general, you want to aim for carbs that cause a slow rise more often than those that produce a spike. During a meal, it's helpful to serve up a balance of macronutrients on your plate when you can. And you can do this without getting out any measuring cups. Try filling around half of your plate with a rainbow of vegetables, like broccoli, green beans, red peppers, whatever you enjoy. A quarter of your plate should be protein, like meat, tofu, or chickpeas. And the final quarter of your plate is for carbs, like pasta, pita bread, rice, barley, sweet potatoes. Is anyone else feeling hungry right now? Living well with type 2 diabetes isn't just about finding balance in what and how much you eat. It's also about finding balance in when you eat. In general, your body appreciates consistency. Experts recommend eating 3 meals a day, spaced roughly 4 to 6 hours apart, with about the same amount of carbs at each meal. Some people like to include snacks between their meals to help them feel satisfied and stabilize their blood sugar. But if you're not a snacker, that's okay too. Remember, diabetes management plans aren't one size fits all. It takes time, practice, education, and support to figure out what your body needs for you to truly thrive. Phew! Your brain might be swirling with all this nutrition information, but don't panic. Let's take a breath and summarize the key points. You're aiming for regular meals throughout the day with a balanced plate of healthy carbs, proteins, and fats, and lots of great fiber. You're eating small snacks between meals if needed, drinking plenty of water throughout the day, and most of all, you're enjoying your food. These principles are the foundation of healthy eating for everyone, whether you have diabetes or not. Chances are you're doing a lot of this stuff already. And the biggest thing to remember is that you don't have to be perfect. You can start by making small changes to develop healthy habits that you can stick with over time. Now, I'm going to issue a challenge to you. Start thinking about balance with your food, whether it's your plate at a meal, when you eat throughout the day, or what foods you choose at the grocery store or a restaurant. How can you incorporate more variety? Can you modify any of your choices to make them healthier, like opting for a higher fiber carb over a lower fiber one? You don't have to give up the foods you love, but making small changes can make a difference when it comes to your blood sugar and can help you build confidence in managing your diabetes. Thanks for watching this episode of How To Type 2.